From 11/11 in November to Black Friday to Christmas shopping and now reaching Dubai Shopping Festival. The market has been in constant and continuous discounts. That's not a campaign cycle, that's a behavioral environment. So the right question is not who had the best Christmas campaign anymore. The real questions are, what did this do to shoppers? What did it do to brands? And what actually works when you have continuous discounts? Discounts are supposed to be a signal of opportunity. However, when you're constantly on discounts, you lose interest anyway. How will you know what to buy, when to buy, what's really a great opportunity not to be missed, and is it only the way to do so? When discounts are permanent, they will signal nothing. When every week is a sale, urgency loses meaning. Prices lose contrast. And really, the attention will drift. People will not be just hopping from a sale to another, from a new opportunity or a new ad that they saw to another. It's been a constant battle since almost the beginning of November. It will remain in that way 3 months down the line, up until almost mid-January. What we saw this season was not heightened demand, it was decision exhaustion. People didn't stop buying, they simply stopped engaging. They delayed, they browsed, and they waited for the next drop. Constant discounting didn't accelerate decisions. On the contrary, it trained the people to hesitate. Over the past 2 months, shopper behavior shifted in 3 clear ways. First, fatigue replaced urgency. People felt the pressure and they simply shut down. Second, price became background noise. When everyone is on discount, shouting the best deal ever, people will ignore it. Third, ease became more valuable than ever. People gravitated towards brands that made their decision look safe, simple, and straightforward. This is where many brands misread the market. They thought that everyone is running behind the best deal ever, and they're all price sensitive. In reality, shoppers became mentally tired. Now, why many campaigns felt invisible? Because all the brands failed to stand out. They just went on flash sales, high discount, bundle deals, limited offers, I don't know what. And they left branding, campaign, messaging, standing out, creativity, anything, left it out. For the past 2 months, we're entering the third now, brands are all just running on promotions. Most brands responded to this environment in the same way. More urgency, more promotions, more deals, more reminders. That strategy really collapses when the audience is overloaded. Urgency without contrast feels aggressive. Choice without curation feels heavy. This is why many campaigns felt busy and failed to leave a mark. Not because they were bad, but because they were misaligned with how the people were feeling and what they really wanted. Now, who navigated this season well? Let me tell you something. I'm not affiliated with this brand whatsoever, but this is what I noticed in the past few months, and I'm gonna tell you about my experience with this brand. The brands that performed the best in the past month, they did not really win because they were discounting harder. Not at all. They won by changing the problem that they were solving. Brands like Sephora did not compete on price. They competed on confidence. They reduced hesitation, they curated choices, and they positioned themselves as the safest option and most convenient one in that period. Convenience-led platforms did something similar. They didn't sell best prices and offers. They sold relief. Speed, simplicity, no thinking required. The common thread was clear. They didn't chase urgency. They absorbed the fatigue. Now let's talk about the biggest misconception this season. One idea really dominated, that everyone is looking for the best deal ever. That assumption is wrong. Now many shoppers are deal hunting, but many others aren't. Many are tired, many others are just browsing without any urgency, and many are tourists exploring and passing by. At this stage, the best deal is not the best discount. It's the easiest and safest one to say yes to. Brands that understood this stopped pushing. They simplified. Brands that didn't kept shouting into silence. What must change now? January is not an extension of December. It's a new year, it's a new season. We're stepping into something really nice. We have to change the market dynamics. It's a reset window. And here's what needs to be changed. Let's talk about the top 3 things that needs to stop. Stop extended sale language. Stop fake urgency. And stop teaching people how to really wait. What to refocus on. Fewer messages, better time, bestsellers over full catalogs, reassurance over persuasion, calm confidence over pressure. January is not a sales month. Let's make it a trust rebuilding month. Brands that rush January, they're the ones that usually pay for it later. Now the real takeaway this season is the following. Discounts don't destroy brands. Misreading people, it does. Strong brands didn't win because they were cheaper. They simply won because they were clearer, safer, and more aligned. Long discount cycles, they train people how to hesitate and wait. Strong brands, they teach people how to trust in them and make that decision. That difference will define who will make it in the next cycle.